I took up the bass guitar mainly because my father played guitar and also my brother too. So I come from quite a musical family, and I just spent so long listening to records. When I was about 14, I suddenly decided I wanted to learn an instrument. And I was very lucky. I met someone who really helped me out very early on. Everything's carried on from there. I fiddle around with the guitar, but I also play the double bass, you know, the big violin, so I do a bit of that too. And but yeah, bass guitar's my main thing. I wasn't really into it at first. It's only later on I guess I inherited my father's record collection, and I got listening to some of it, and I got kind of into it from there. So it followed on a long time later. I was never into it to start with. I just really, when I first started, I wanted to be in a band with my mates at school and sound a bit like the Stranglers, I suppose, you know, the Smiths and the stuff that we were listening to then, you know.
Still relays and photograph the whole
XYZ is a thing I do with a guy called Jeff Lee, who's a flute player, and he also plays saxophone. And Jeff, many years ago, was in a band called Henry Cow in the early 70s. He comes from a really kind of improvisational kind of performance art background. Does a lot of really unusual things, and it's a really unusual pairing, I guess, but we hit it off quite well. And Random Noise Generator is a project with a couple of friends of mine, and we're dedicated to like down-tuned sort of heavy riffs, and I guess it's completely different, but that's the way I like it. Okay, well, Stephen I've known for a long time because we actually went to the same school together. So we met, and I think I jammed with Steve a few times. You know how it is when you're at school. There's only a limited number of people that are into music, so you tend to kind of gravitate towards each other, and everyone knows everybody else. And we played together, and he's always been obsessed with recording for as long as I've known him, which is a long time now. And I can actually remember being in a band with some of my friends at school, and he recorded us, which was great. And then later on we played together, and then I think Steve did the first Porcupine Tree record kind of on his own, and then he got offered some gigs, and he asked me to do it. So I said, yeah, great, I'd love to do it. And that was then. Personal highlight, well, there's so many highlights, it's hard to pick one, but I mean, I really enjoy touring. That's always great, and it's very gratifying. You know, it's the tours have got much more successful. It's always been really good, but the recording's also very satisfying a lot of the time. It's kind of really good to be in a situation where you're part of something, and it's everybody working together. It's kind of fulfilling. So I couldn't really pick one.
Are you experienced?
Well, it's a journey. I think every album is kind of what we try and do is create a journey, you know, like a sound journey. And I think this is probably the most. It's not the most immediate record. It's got some of the elements from the kind of earlier Porcupine Tree elements, kind of blended in with what we've been doing on the last few albums as well. So I think it's the most complete journey. That's what I'd say.